Welcome everybody. This is
Hello.
Inside the Booth. This is our Rumble review. Sorry, everybody. We're having technical difficulties. People are doing dishes, but we're getting it done.
Yes,
Sorry,
it's
we're
real.
late. That's right, real
That's right.
time.
Real life.
It's real time. Multitasking.
TD Deadpool's in the house. No
TD.
problemo.
Whoop, whoop,
He's so
whoop.
sweet.
What's up, TD?
Hello.
How are ya?
TD. What's up, TD?
So we are rumbling, or we're inter-reviewing as well. So I guess we will do our inter-review a little bit first, and then we
Yes.
will hit up the rumble. And we are inter-reviewing this lovely lady down in my corner, down that
In
way.
my own corner of my own little world.
Dreaming
And in this
Tabitha.
corner.
Yes. Dreaming Tabitha in a corner.
Yeah,
She's
Just
dreaming.
I
I'm
am
in
always right in the corner where you are. That's right.
In the
That's
corner
right.
doing dishes.
What's that?
Which is nice
Right
ambience.
right.
The little
corner.
trickling sound. Yes, it makes me feel like I'm outside.
Makes you want to go to the
maybe
bathroom.
It's raining or something, you know.
Isn't that nice? Nice sounds. Nice sound effects.
Hello,
Yes,
Mom.
exactly.
She says hello. Sheila Arena says hello.
Hi, Mom.
Hello?
And TD said he's going to tweet this stream. Well, thank you, TD. Thank
He's
you
such
for
an
sharing.
encourager. He really is.
He is.
Encouragers are the best.
Yeah, encouragers are good. We like
Yeah.
those type of people around here.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, right.
So let's start our inter-review with Dreaming Tabitha.
All
Let
right.
me get my handy dandy notebook back out about myself.
Oh, all right. Well, you got
Chapter
two notebooks,
one.
right?
All
One
right.
for the
Chapter-
Rumble, one for
In the beginning.
All right, Tabitha. In the beginning, who created the heavens and the earth?
God.
Very good. You passed.
I
You
passed.
Okay. Next. Who died
Then he
and rose
created-
again on the third day?
Well, there's some speculation. There's Jesus, but then there's also Brian, if you've watched Monty Python.
Wow.
You're not-
Yes.
Like, we're not really sure who's who in that.
In that movie,
Brian.
everybody was
That's,
confused.
that's a wild
I
movie. Yeah.
I haven't actually
like-
seen it. I've just seen some clips. But yeah.
Don't
so
worry,
it-
you're not missing much.
No,
That was
no,
pretty
you're not.
raunchy.
It was a bad movie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It wasn't
just know the
nothing like
reference.
Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail. That one was, that
That's
was
a
pretty
classic.
good. That's
That
just
one's
pretty
That one's
superb.
speaks to me
Yeah.
on so many levels. We got my sister-in-law to watch that one when she first joined the family. She's not originally like the rest of my family in so much of those movies. And so pretty much when we played the Holy Grail, we just sat there and watched her face. She's very animated. And it was just hilarious, especially when the bunny comes out of the cave. Her face is just like just dying laughing. It's an acquired taste.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
That definitely is one of the best scenes. I do like it when they yell, "Run away! Run away! Run away!"
Yeah. I don't
I
have
shall
any
count to
coconuts
three.
with me, but
Oh yeah.
I would love to clap some coconuts.
Okay.
Good-
Another
that's good
question
ADR
for
work.
you, Tabitha. And this is very important.
Okay.
Which is your favorite scene in that movie?
The better question is, what is my favorite color?
Nice.
You got it.
Or maybe what the capital of Assyria is. So to answer that question,
That was good.
How about
you
the
did
speed velocity of an unladen swallow?
Between what is your favorite color and honestly, when the guy is reciting, I don't have it verbatim, but when the guy is reciting out of the holy book for the holy hand grenade, like
That's a good one.
there's really so many. I also love when the guy is running across the field, all this intense music is playing, and he's just yelling, and he just keeps running. And it keeps running, and like he never actually gets to that point in the time that you are waiting.
Yes. Because it's like he starts over every time.
Exactly.
He's always starting over, and you're like, "Come on,
Like,
get in there already."
That's some good editing.
Yeah.
That is,
And that was another scene while we were watching my sister-in-law. We're just waiting for her to make that face, like, what is happening?
that's great. Now
So
you know
good.
who. One movie that kind of stole that scene and used it for their movie was Kung Pao. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh yeah.
Is that like that American movie that makes fun of kung fu movies?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then the cow.
There's
is
a
shooting
cow
its
scene.
udder
Okay.
milk, and
I've
he's like,
never
"Rrr."
seen it, but
Okay.
I've seen clips. I've seen clips of it. Like my favorite scene from just the snippets is when the guy is like talking, and it's just I don't know.
It's all the bad dubbing.
Yep, the bad dubbing. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, Kung
Do you
Pao.
have a shrubbery?
Just want to say hi, K.
I have about 6 shrubberies.
And then we got
a shrubbery.
A shrubbery. We have the
Our
knights who
Paul.
say, "Nee,
yes,
icky
nice.
Those are my
between
favorite
ya."
parts.
What's up, everybody who joined? Maria,
Ah,
the crochet,
Oh,
Geeky Crochet.
she's so talented.
Yes, she's doing a pig or
Street.
something. That's cool. For the 3
Sweet.
little pigs. All right, so
Anybody
how
else
about-
need their dishes done?
yeah, here
Just
I'll
saying.
send mine over to you. Can you zoop? Can you get that?
That's
I'm gonna stand it over.
DIY.
Wait, bro, do that again. Hold on.
Okay.
Give me
Yeah,
one
DIY
I was going to
dishes.
say, we got to make
Hold
this
on,
work.
Hold on. I gotta unhook.
Totally
We're having too much fun now.
unscripted.
Are you ready? Here, watch this one for me.
Hold on.
Watch
Okay.
it. You ready?
Go ahead.
Oh no.
You got to figure out which way you're going.
Oh.
Oh, you're not. You're
I
not
did
going
it
the
so
right way.
wrong. Sorry.
I was tried so hard.
There,
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank
Now
you.
I will do the dishes.
Oh.
By
Those
the
are
way,
the
everybody-
practical effects we live for.
That's right.
The in-camera special effects.
They are the best.
These effects.
Free effects.
Yeah, free. Well, since everybody saw that, by the way, we have cups, mugs at InsideTheBoothTV.com/shop. Get yourself some merchandise. Thank you.
Okay. That's
Um,
great, bro.
I know.
You're such a great commercial guy.
I know, right? I mean, I even got the voice for it, don't I?
Yeah.
You need to be like ABJ, a Black Jedi. Go buy some merch. Go buy some merch. Just get a little jingle there.
That's right. You need
We'll
a
have to
jingle.
come up with one.
So did I
Yeah,
pass
so-
the test? Are all your questions answered?
Oh,
No more
Dreaming
curious
Tabitha.
things.
Hold on.
Oh, you got
Uh-oh.
more questions?
I got
Go
more.
for
I
it.
got more. And then, I mean, you all
On the
got to
fly.
hang out with her the night I
Yeah,
was had my wedding anniversary. So
That's true. That's true.
You could have skipped that. You'll have another one next year, God willing. So, you know. I mean,
Dun dun dun.
okay.
spoken as a true single woman.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Well, okay, Tabitha.
I think he changed his question after what I just said.
Probably.
My question now
Keep it real.
is 2-part.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. I just still have one. So, what do you do on your channel? Because I have
What
no
do-
idea.
oh. Well,
What's on your channel?
I'm an artist, a creative. I dabble in all kinds of creative things. I don't want to be one of those people that's just like, well, this is how I feel, so this is how I represent myself. But I kind of started labeling myself as a creative because I don't just do traditional painting. I don't just do drawings and all that stuff. I do graphic design. I originally went to college for photography and graphic design, and then
nice.
eventually I switched over to drawing and colored pencils, working with Copic markers, and then I eventually became a self-taught painter, and I've dabbled in some sculpting. And speaking of all the merchandise and everything like that, I do my own graphic design. So if you want like maybe some Star Wars merch of Cara Dune that says "Wait, welcome to the rebellion," that's available
cool.
on my Etsy. Shameless plug, yes. But I
Etsy
just
is
like being
awesome.
creative. I also write. I'm aspiring to be a fantasy novelist. I'm almost done with my first book, and I've got about 9 others sitting here on my shelf waiting to be written. So
Ooh, nice.
that's what I do.
That's
And
cool.
currently I'm doing artwork that's kind of quirky. It's different. It's outside of the box. But like recently I just finished my Mr. T / Sir Walter Raleigh painting. I have a video about that on my YouTube. And it really I just thought I'd show it because it's easier to talk about artwork when you can kind of see it. Like it doesn't make sense. Why in the world would I paint Mr. T like this? But it just kind of came to me. If there's
Shakespeare,
anybody,
Mr. T.
yeah, if there's anybody out in the comments that's an artist or a creative of some kind, they'll understand that sometimes you just don't have to understand artwork. And this
Absolutely.
series that I
Totally
did
agree.
of mixing characters with different genres and roles, it's something fun. It started actually in the beginning of the year where I started garnering attention for my artwork when I did my Gina Carano painting. And she was on a podcast talking about how she would love to be Elizabeth Bennet one day, but she's known as an action hero. So it's probably not going to happen. And I was like, you know what? I could draw a picture or paint a picture about that. And then from there, it just kind of took off that I started doing these things. So I've got another one in the works that I'm really excited about, a crossover that it's a little dated with a mix of current events, and nobody's going to be expecting it. It's going to be cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm a creative. So I love to write. I'm starting to try to get into filming as well. I just love stories and creating and making. So anything I can get my fingers in. I mean, when I mow the yard, when I vacuum my carpet, I'm always making designs in there. Like, I've got to make my palm trees in the carpet. Got to try to get my perfect stripes in the grass when I cut the yard. Like, it's just anything that you can make something out of. Use your imagination. I'm all for it.
That's good
That's
stuff.
very cool.
Very cool.
Sorry, I have to lean in a little bit because my back is a little sore.
That's okay. All right,
I'm looking at your resin tray ocean with handles for a coffee table. That's nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I was dabbling in resin art. I hope to continue working with that as well. I kind of just jump back and forth, whatever tickles my fancy. Like I said, I do some drawing, so I have some sketches that I put on my YouTube channel as well. And sometimes I just throw in some life lessons or some devotions with my artwork, just something I'm thinking about while I'm doing it. And I know there's some people in the chat that are subscribed to my channel, and I just want to say thank you to them for following along in this journey. I appreciate each one of them, and I see them. I do.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
my favorite colors, by the way, are also blue and green, in case you were wondering.
All right. That's good.
Thank you.
I see that.
We won't throw you off the bridge.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
That's cool.
Right.
That's cool.
I think I'm good for questions.
All right.
If we want to move on, we can. Or if you have questions.
Well, with that being said, everybody who is watching and who's going to watch later, go to the description below and check out Dreaming Tabitha's links. We've got her YouTube and her Twitter on there. So
Yes. Check her out. Do it now.
Check her out. Do it. Do it.
That's right. Where we
Well,
can
don't do it
think
now.
and
Wait
talk
until we're
and
done, and then
occupy
do
the
it.
world together.
There you go.
No, go check it out now and come back. You can
There
do
you
it.
go. There you go. Go do it. Hit the subscribe. Then come back and tell us you subscribed. That's right. So, yeah. I mean, I don't have too many questions. My brother pretty much did the last one that I was thinking of. So, yeah, we can move on.
Good idea.
Sweet. Let's move on to the 3 movies that we did. I don't even have anything to show. So we did Braveheart, The Patriot, and Maverick.
Maverick.
Almost forgot the name of it. I was going to say
Let's start
Melodramatic.
with Maverick.
Start with Maverick. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds cool. Let's
All right,
start
you go
with
first.
Maverick.
Wait. I don't have a timer though, because I'm preoccupied.
Doing
So,
dishes.
Who's got
Matt,
the timer?
can you give us a timer?
Yeah, let me
And,
get it.
and
Get it.
not 5 minutes. Let's tighten this up to 3 minutes.
Oh, because we had this little inter-review and being late and all this.
No, I just want to tighten it up to 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. So
We
got
don't get
3
to
minutes
vote.
talk.
We live in a republic, for crying out loud.
Says who?
Says the Constitution.
This is a
That's right.
theocracy.
I mean, if
What
we're
happened
talking
to
about
that?
the Patriot, we might as well start with a good, fun foundation of American freedom.
Yes.
America.
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 All right, so let's start with Maverick.
Maverick, who's
Who's
going
got the
first?
timer?
Getting it. Hold on.
And you
getting it.
better be on top of it, Matthew. I expect.
Right when it
excellence.
hits, right when it hits like 2 seconds, give us a 2 like this. Like 2 seconds left. Come on, hurry up.
No, just
And given that it's what did you guys say it was again? Man month, man flicks. Is that what?
Man
Yeah.
flicks.
Man foot.
Right.
Manflix, man.
You know,
Yep.
so I would just say out of the graciousness of my female heart, I think it'd be great if the guys went first.
Okay.
Thanks. Appreciate
All right.
that.
Right. We'll let the gentleman go
man.
first this time. I'm nice like that.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, good.
As if it's my channel.
Well, it seems like you just took over, so.
Yeah.
Darn it,
Inside-
this feminism.
Inside the booth, starring Dreaming Tabitha.
That's right. Who knows?
That's
Okay.
right. My milkshake brings the boys to the yard. So
Well, as long as you bring in some subscriptions, we're good.
oh, I see how it is. Oh.
Oh, man. Just kidding.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So,
So does
Maverick.
everybody remember the rules and how we do this? Are we all familiarized?
we just kind of talk
You could
a
just
little
go
bit
over.
about what
Just
we
do
like,
a brief.
right? Why don't
all
you
right. If
refresh
you're
our memory?
okay, well, sorry, my phone's flopping over. Okay, so if you're new to our rumbles, this is how it works. Well, it's now going to start like this. Each person gets 3 minutes. Each movie's a round, and during the person's 3 minutes, other people can jump in and beat us up about what we think about the movie. So that's the whole gist. Everybody good? Good.
Good. Just don't hit the face. It's
Okay.
too
The moneymaker.
beautiful.
Yeah. Well, my brother's moneymaker. Anyways.
Some people
Thanks,
have a
Brandon.
thing for feet, so it doesn't matter what your face looks like these days. I'm
Nice.
just saying. I'm just saying. And that's no reflection on you, Dan. I'm just trying to make a point.
I know.
Thanks, TD. Finished 90% of it, but I'm taking a break.
Oh, quitter. No room in the world for quitters.
Oh, you're a tough one. Okay.
Well, I'm hanging out with dudes. I got to bring something.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Let's go.
All right, who's going first?
I am.
Me? You are?
I'm waiting.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Matthew to give me 3 minutes.
Chime you in.
All right.
Ding,
3,
ding.
2, 1.
All All right. So the movie's Maverick from 1994 with Mel Gibson and James Garner, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
So,
Love it.
one, I was just amazed that it said PG. The movie said PG. There was nothing PG about that movie.
In 1994.
Different people for the ratings.
I'm like,
Parents back then.
I will not let my kids watch this movie. I don't care if it says G. So,
It has a lot of innuendos, yes.
not just that, all the cussing that goes on in there.
Yeah, that too.
But the only thing they didn't do is drop an F-bomb. So, I guess
That we know of.
that's true.
Could be in the extended cut.
Thanks,
Maybe.
Phil.
What
Oh, he's so sweet.
so anyway, so the whole movie I thought was good. It's a Richard Donner film. If you like Richard Donner as an director, you'll like the Maverick, whatever it's called. If you like Mel Gibson, you're going to like this movie. It's more of a comedic role. And I think Maverick actually tests the time. There's a nice scene in there because I know we were flipping around talking about what other Mel Gibson movie we should do. And Matthew was like, let's do Lethal Weapon. And we're like, yeah. And then we changed our mind. And he's like, what? Why didn't you do Lethal Weapon? But did you know in Maverick, because I believe Richard Donner did Lethal Weapon, they have Danny Glover in a cameo appearance.
That's right.
With Mel Gibson.
That was cool.
And they're looking at each other like, huh?
Yeah, like
Where do I
we know
you
each
from?
other.
Where do I know you from?
That's good.
Huh? And then
And of course he made that.
line,
Yeah.
the famous line at the end. I'm getting too old for this.
That's right. Stop.
So,
That's right. That was good.
that was the
good.
Lethal Weapon moment in the Maverick. It was
That's right.
rather fun to watch. So if I were to give it overall points, I know we're not doing points, so I'll stop there. Anyways, I thought the movie was great. And apparently you guys have nothing to gripe about, so I'm good.
Yeah,
We're just good
it's
listeners. David.
Yeah.
That's-
not beating you up right now.
I mean, do you want me to say derogatory things to you?
Well, I mean, not derogatory, but
Oh, okay.
I guess.
Negative.
And that's 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Oh, darn. Just when I was coming up with a good quip. Guess I'll get you next time.
you bet.
Thanks, Phil. Phil, thank you. He said we're way more interesting than these guys talking about Lord of the Rings.
All right.
Who's talking about Lord of the Rings?
Phil,
Everybody.
he said he was in a watch party. Listen,
Oh, he was at a watch party.
yeah, Lord of the Rings. He said he could
Lord of the
never get
Rings.
into those movies, though. That's
It's an
pretty
okay
sad
movie.
because those are good movies that I like. But, but I'm glad we're more interesting than those movies.
Yes.
Who's got that special edition Blu-ray? All three of them. This guy.
I got the special edition before Blu-ray came out.
Oh, nice. You got the OG
The
one.
extended.
Yep.
They look like books, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And they got like
Green,
4
blue.
discs in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have those. Yep.
Nice. All right. Who's next?
We never watch non-extended. Like, who watches the non-extended edition anymore? Like, it's go big or go home.
This guy.
That's right.
All right. Matthew, go. You can go next.
I go next. Okay. Start.
We'll zigzag it.
Nice.
Zag it.
It's like tic-tac-toe.
Gotta get my notes. All right, Maverick, 94 film, directed by Richard Donner, who also did Lethal Weapon, The Goonies, and Superman.
Oh, see?
Ah,
He
it's a
did do
man.
Lethal Weapon.
Man trying to find money to get on board a boat to play poker in a contest and win
He
a
sure
crap load
did.
of cash.
He
He
sure
plays
did.
the part of a nice guy and also a hustler. He meets Annabelle, played by Jodie Foster. The two hit it off pretty well.
That's great.
But she is also a greedy person trying to get on the boat. to hopefully win the said cash. The two like each other, but both don't trust each other because their end goal is just money. I thought the film was a cat and mouse film about getting money to get even more money. So it was a bleh movie, in my opinion. I thought it was meh.
How dare you?
Out of all three of these, I am home. Out of all three of these movies, I thought it was the least.
You
least
didn't
favorite.
like this movie? What is wrong with you?
I did not like the film at all.
Oh, good. We got something to beat up on.
There's a father-son dynamic here too. Come on.
That you don't see until the very, very end and be like, oh, okay, that's those guys. That's nice. I thought it wasn't great at all.
I thought it was pretty obvious.
The only part I will say, the part on the boat was the most interesting out of the entire film. I thought the rest was just running about different areas and trying to get the money to go on the boat. And then when it happens, it was awesome. And then it ends.
That was fun. I mean, look, that Indian scene with the Indians. That was
awesome.
Freaking awesome, man.
Tabitha, just
I'd like to read the screenplay. The screenplay probably was just funny. If I had to give it 1 out of 10, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10. That's right. Oh yes, I went there.
Not even a 0.5. No, just a solid 4.
Nope, not a fan of the film out of the 3 that we're doing.
Man, oh man. This movie was like the best.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far.
It doesn't. Well, if you guys remember, I mean, you guys sound like you have a nostalgic thing about it. I do not. I didn't see it back.
Yeah, that's true. Your first time watching was like.
I was looking at it as technical details, and I was not really impressed. Mel Gibson did much better films than this one.
Well, you do know. Wait, hold on. You do know that this movie was before Braveheart.
Yeah,
so
1994. Come on.
Yeah,
of course he got better.
I wasn't impressed.
Hello. You know what?
Wasn't impressed.
That's okay. We still love you. We still forgive you. You can still be
here. What?
Hey, he doesn't speak for me, Matthews. I'm just saying.
Okay, good.
Let me think about this.
Even Dreaming Tabitha says it was a decent movie. Come on.
I haven't said that yet either, but
oh well, that's true. But still, I mean, you're.
Just for Mel Gibson's acting was good, and the boat scene was good, and that's why I get the 4 out of 10.
Come on! How about the scene, the very beginning scene where he's on the horse tied up with a noose? That was memorable.
That was good.
It's a cliche moment in film history. Yeah,
he's like
for sure.
Oh man,
I love it. I'm glad you had a different point of view.
That's
nice.
Mm-hmm.
You don't sound convincing, David.
Hey, that's okay.
I love it. I'm glad you had a different point of view.
Robot.
Okay.
So sarcastic.
Robot chicken. All
right. Is it my turn yet?
Yep.
Sure.
3, 2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So this movie I thought was pretty darn good. I loved it. I like the father-son dynamic, even though you don't know it until the end of the movie. I mean, by the way, spoilers if you haven't seen this movie. Too late.
Sorry.
That's okay. We'll just tell you here now. You can save your time.
But I love the parts where he's like, the father's, like kind of stays out of the way. But then when Mel Gibson's really in trouble, he kind of comes up and is like, you need help? Can I help you? What's going on? And, and and Mel Gibson does he lets him help a little bit, which I thought was pretty nice. I like in the beginning, his first gambling game where he's like, I don't
hustling everybody.
Yeah, he's hustling everybody.
Yeah,
I'll lose for the first hour. I don't cheat. I don't lie, and I hardly ever bluff. So
right.
He hardly ever bluffs.
Right. Technicality there.
Yep. And then and then that one gunslinger there was like, hey, I don't think that should count. He's like, whoa. And I like how fast he drew his gun. I like Western movies. I'm a big Western fan, so this movie is a Western type movie for me. So I just love it.
It's not a classic Western.
It might not be a classic, but it's a.
I mean, you're going up against Tombstone, Fistful of Dollars, all those films. I mean, it doesn't even come close.
Cowboys versus Aliens.
Okay. Right. I mean, even the Hateful Eight was better than that film.
Yeah. Well, but
that's a new one.
Hateful Eight.
This wasn't really a real Western, though. It was just like it took place in that time period.
Wait, really quickly. What classifies a film as a Western if it's not taking place out in the West with cowboys?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That is.
Well, the roughness, the big sceneries need to last longer, the better directors doing it.
That's what constitutes a Western.
Clint Eastwood, any Clint Eastwood films is considered classic Western films.
Yeah, but they're a little bit older too.
Well, those are the originals, and they're the best.
So you're just saying Richard Donner sucks at being a filmmaker?
As
back in the 60s,
as a Western filmmaker, yes.
Well, did you know the father who played in the movie back in the 60s? He was Maverick in the TV show. So
yes.
Mm-hmm. That's giving an homage to it.
Is that still considered a classic then now, or what? I mean,
no, not at all. He's just there. He's just there getting a paycheck.
It sounds like only Clint Eastwood had made a cameo appearance, then
that's right.
I will say
that's right. Clint Eastwood should have made a cameo appearance. But this was a good movie. I liked it. I laughed. I
Did you cry?
I didn't cry. No.
Oh.
But
I laughed until I cried.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, if you want to see the best Western film, see Once Upon a Time in the West. That is probably the quintessential Western film of all time, in my opinion. That is 10 out of 10.
Gotcha.
Like the timing, the writing, the cinematography, everything about it is the best.
I think the cinematography still holds up in this movie, though. It was good,
It was all right.
And the practical effects hold up. I love the Indian scenes. Those are my favorite.
They're called Native Americans.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm sorry.
They're known as the indigenous fauna. No, that's animals. No, indigenous people. Sorry. Sorry. Wrong word. No,
I'm not too fancy with my words, so I'm sorry, everybody.
I'm sorry. I'm pretty fancy.
That's true.
I like words like hexagonal, all that.
Whoa.
The apex.
I don't even know what that means.
Is Dan's 3 minutes up?
Yeah.
Yep.
It must be. Yep. It must be. I wasn't paying attention.
All right. Tabitha's 3 minutes.
All right. So I can't say like it's my favorite. Apparently non-Western, if we're gonna go that route. But I enjoyed it immensely. I laughed so hard on 2 scenes specifically. But first off, to me, this movie was basically a big step up from John Wayne's McClintock and a big step down from Blazing Saddles. Like it just kind of merged in the middle. And I love that.
I agree with that.
I loved that.
Assessment.
Yes, Blazing Saddles is a really good movie.
And I think it's just the fact that, I think I get where Matthew's saying, like, as far as a Western, usually Westerns are not funny. They're a lot more intense and everything like that. I mean, this was basically a comedy parody Western and kind of the way that Blazing Saddles is. Like, when you think of Blazing Saddles, you're not going to say it's a Western. You're going to say it's a comedy. So I think that's kind of where that would fall in. But I have to say, my first scene, the first scene that I laughed so hard on was when they were going to go get the money back from the people that had stolen from the wagon train. And Jodie Foster and James Garner are hiding behind the rocks and the trees. And Mel Gibson's character, Maverick's like, there's like a whole bunch of them there. And he's like, something like, can't you hear them whistling or whatever like that? And they're all like,
you can't, somebody.
And the reason I laughed so hard is because I totally can relate. Like, I cannot whistle.
He's like, is another wheel coming off? If you can't whistle, clap then.
Right, exactly. Because I was like, that is so me. That would be me. It's just like trying so hard, and like it's such an intense scene. So I laughed at that because it was relatable, and it was totally unexpected. Like this movie, what I liked about it, So I have no nostalgia with this film. I didn't know it existed, to be honest, until Dan had told me about it. So I went into this with fresh eyes, no expectations. And so I didn't know that it was supposed to be funny. So when the first few things started popping up, I just thought, well, maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure how this film is going to turn out. And then I started slowly seeing the progression. And then the other scene that was absolutely my favorite, and I don't know if this is appropriate to say or not, but it's one of those things that I like. Oh, this is going to sound really terrible. Okay, please don't misunderstand me, especially in the comment section when I say this. But I like films that can make fun of other cultures, equally, and just laugh about our shortcomings, no matter what we look like, right? So that scene when he's with the Native Americans and the guy, I forget what his name is, the actor, but when he starts speaking like any other American, and he just talks like. He's like, this is a beautiful place. He's like, yeah, I know. We sure know how to pick a spot. And he's like, yeah, it's beautiful. He's like, well, you white people keep stealing all of our treasured areas. I guess next time we'll just settle in a swamp. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, making fun of dark portions of history. I get that. Like, I think that's funny. I think that's one reason why I enjoyed Blazing Saddles so much. She just kind of makes fun of this. Yeah. So I just thought that scene was really, really funny. Just to summarize, I thought it was an enjoyable movie for a good laugh. It's not necessarily something I'm going to stick on my shelf and prize and buy merch from, but I enjoyed it as a funny film.
I wish they had merchandise for this movie.
Oh yeah. Carry a deck of cards with you.
That's right. That's right. I could, right?
And just say they're from the film.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, I'm glad to see in the comments that I'm not the only person that enjoys. I don't know, how would you say this? Racial slur films, like it just yeah.
We find a way to laugh at ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Kind of laugh at our shortcomings, and we forgive one another, and we just exist together and make fun of each other, like
yes,
not in a hateful way, just
Yeah, that's why I like Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr so much as comedians. They do a lot of that.
Or Gene Wilder.
Yeah, of course.
Classic
Gene Wilder, yes.
For the win.
Phil, I would say I do not have a plan. My plans are not existent.
A plan for what?
I don't know. He says, I got to make a cheesy pun. Does Dan have a plan? I don't know.
Is there a website for that? Make a pun? They have websites for everything, right? Yeah. Makeapun.com. There you go.
There you go.
All right. I think I
All right.
put in one more. I can do one more movie, and then I have to say bye-bye.
Okay.
So
makes us sad that you got to go.
Yeah, no.
I'm all right.
You got to go. And you're all right.
I'm all right.
We're good.
Just keeps it real.
He said to pick on him, so
That's right.
Specifically, it was supposed to be about the films, but I guess if you're going to skip out on one of the films, then I've just got to make up for lost time and pick on you. So
there you go.
By all means,
there you go.
Whoosh,
whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Oh, there's just too much to work with right now. I got to sift through it. So.
What's the next one?
Do the Patriot, or do you want to do Braveheart?
Yeah. Which one do you want to do?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Braveheart.
Braveheart. Braveheart. Okay.
And go.
Yes.
All right. As I cough up my phlegm.
Hopefully you got a garbage next to you.
Give it that Scottish guttural sound there.
There you go.
And no, I can't do it. Sorry, but Braveheart, which is the next movie that he did a year later in 1995.
That's right.
Directed and starred in Mel Gibson with his own Icon Productions. By the way, did you see Icon Productions also was involved with Maverick? But he changed the logo when he did his
Hey,
Braveheart
don't point
movie.
your finger at me.
Yeah.
No such aggression here.
So yeah.
What's up, Dave White?
What's up, Whitey? He's the white guy. Oh, hey, Uncle
Whitey.
Mike.
Uncle Mike's son. Uncle Mike.
Anyways,
What up?
he's the biggest fan of Inside the Booth. Y'all
That's right.
better recognize.
We have a video about that.
That's right. Better go watch it.
A couple weeks before this one.
Anyways, yeah. Braveheart. What can I say? It's the greatest.
We don't know.
movie.
You won't tell us.
I know. I won't because I'm so.
Start
in
that 3
awe.
minutes over. Come on, let's go.
You can't start it over. It's okay. I'm speechless of how awesome this movie is. Like,
It is a great movie.
it has blood, guts. It has love.
Whiteys?
Severed heads.
Part of guts and blood, right?
Yeah,
No?
that is part of
Severed limbs.
Describe it. Yeah, there you go.
Severed limbs, and it has, eating around campfires.
Yes,
It
that's
has
the best.
Irishmen coming in that says Ireland is his island, so not to worry.
That guy's the best.
They will. Stephen, yes,
Yeah, he just goes crazy. I love it.
Stephen is awesome.
The fact that this movie
my
is great
island.
because it has campfires in it.
Yes.
Right? And there is comedy in this movie, even though it's a serious movie. Which I love.
Okay, so and the story is just phenomenal. It's about a man who lost his family, and he goes away with his uncle. He gets educated, comes back to start a family, right? and it goes on from there. Like, he wants to have a family. What's wrong with that? And be free, huh?
And
And
3
be
minutes.
free. That's the main thing, right?
Freedom.
It's like the vaguest description of any film. This is a groundbreaking film, and he's like, there were campfires and blood, and it's about a guy who
Yes.
goes on an adventure. It's like
That's right.
describing about 50% of all movies. I'm
And
sorry.
I know my 3 minutes are up, so I will stop. But I still love the movie. It's the best ever.
It is a really
It's a truly man's Western. What?
it's a man's western? No.
Man's freedom movie.
Well,
was
I
gonna
mean,
say,
it's
Man's movie.
technically a Western if you live in Pakistan.
no, it's truly a man's chick flick. It's a man's chick flick.
You mean a man flick? Why
It
would
is
you
a
put
man
chick
flick,
in there?
but because you got romance in it, so it's
There you go. It's
got the
I
chick
guess,
flick in it, so it's
The chick
It
flick
didn't last
part.
long.
Are
no.
not about romance. I think you're totally missing what a chick flick is.
I don't know. Chick flicks kind of bored me.
They're
Just
kind
one
of like romance comedies, right?
Rom-coms. I mean, chick flicks are like Miss Congeniality. Yeah, there's some romance in it, but it's really not about the romance.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
I guess that's one of the many lies I've grown to believe about chick flicks.
Yeah, it's about, like, I don't know, girl stuff. You just sort of relatable girl stuff.
Well, this movie is a relatable man stuff.
That's right.
Because
What are you trying to say? Women can't sit around campfires, shed some blood, show off their
There you go.
heinies to the enemy?
I don't know. And there
I don't
other
recommend
parts,
doing that, but
And there
you
are
know,
other parts they show
Yeah.
off in front of their enemies.
yeah.
Mhm.
Just saying. It's not like women couldn't do that either.
Listen,
recommend
they
that.
had manly talk during campfires about sticks.
Talk about
You make it sound like Neanderthals.
some men are longer than others.
Boys.
Your mother's been telling you stories about me again, huh? One of my favorite scenes. Sorry, it was. All right. So, who's next?
Well, I don't know if anybody can top David's description of this miraculous film.
That's true.
I
It
think
is the
it's-
best.
I think it's Matthew's turn, right?
I think
Yes.
if Matthew were
Right.
to use any other adjectives, he would win this conversation.
Oh boy.
Not that it's a contest.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Matthew, your turn.
All right. So Braveheart, 1995, directed by Mel Gibson, and also won Best Picture of the Year. There are a lot of memorable quotes in this that I actually wrote down. Just say a few. The common man that bleeds on the battlefield, does he risk less? We all end up dead. It's just a question of how and why. Now tell me, what does that mean to be noble? Your title gives you claim to be to the throne of your country, but men don't follow titles. They follow courage. Our people know you. Noble and common, they respect you. And if you just lead them to freedom, they'd follow you. Probably
See?
the best line in the entire film.
See, that's why
serious.
that makes it a good man's movie right there. Courage.
That's right, courage.
Excuse me, have you ever heard of Joan of Arc? I don't think so.
Yes, I have, but I didn't watch it.
And Kill Bill.
Read the book.
Come on.
You want me
You
to
didn't
read?
see that episode of Wishbone?
Where'd that come from?
I'm not here to read.
I got
Done enough reading.
I've seen most of the Wishbone. I don't remember that.
I like
Of course
what Phil
not.
says.
It's a misogynistic. I'm just kidding.
Matthew,
So what,
preach, brother. Oh, wait.
So it has a great backstory of him growing up, losing his family members.
I
We
said
see a law passes which gave the noblemen the right to fornicate married men's wives, which the king thought would drive them away from their land. But uprising obviously occurs because of the unjust laws from the king. Tyranny and betrayal is a major theme throughout the film, even his own
That's why it's
kinfolk.
a great movie.
Wallace believes without a doubt his conviction for freedom, no matter the cost, even to the death. And that's what obviously
That's right. Freedom.
rumbles rumbles in my soul, is like, yeah, no matter what the cost, you always go for freedom,
That's
no
right.
matter the
That's right.
cost.
Did you hear that, Biden?
I thought you told me we don't get political on this show.
Well, you know, it slips up once in a while.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I
Well-
was just throwing that out there.
Oh,
Well, he just said a name. I mean,
yeah, that's right. Just-
Right. You don't know which
Just
Biden
that.
he was talking about. It could have been Jill.
That's right.
yeah.
Uncle Joe.
Excuse
So,
me,
I mean,
doctor.
I don't know if this was his first debut director. I forgot to look that up. But if it was, well done, Mel Gibson, to winning Best Picture of your first director debut
No.
film.
This is not his first directed movie. This is his second.
What was it? The second one? Well, still well done for the second film coming out of the gates. Grand slam.
Yeah. Well, Mel Gibson has a thing for telling stories.
Yeah.
Oh,
he does.
there was another quote that I really liked with the son and the evil dad when he was just like
Freedom.
talking back and forth to him. He
That's
said,
my favorite quote.
all men betray and lose heart. And then his son says to him, I don't want to lose heart, saying like, I don't want to follow in your generation. I'm going to
Right.
do something
Yeah.
else in my generation. Your generation time failed at what they did. I'm going to continue on and do something else and do something new. So
We need some people like that
all
today.
around,
That's
yes,
right.
Sorry.
there's so many quotes in that film that you can like relate today, and you're just like,
Mhm.
okay, I think people need to watch this film again.
Well, I mean, whenever you're fighting for freedom, it doesn't matter what generation it is. The theme is always the same. It's like you got to have courage. You have to be willing to sacrifice your luxuries
Yeah.
and sometimes even your family
True.
in order to have a better future for your country. I mean, it's always the same thing, no matter throughout history. Freedom is, as the saying goes, freedom isn't free.
Yep,
That's right.
so that's good. That's good stuff.
Well
I would probably give this a
done,
10 out of a 10
Everything-
film.
Everything Matthew said, I basically said the same thing.
No.
Right. With the fewest amount of words possible. I hear you.
Yes.
Yes. Campfires, men shedding blood, sticks equals exactly what Matthew said.
Exactly.
Well,
said.
David, you probably like
Freedom.
Conan the Barbarian too. So many
No.
classic lines in that.
Conan the Barbarian was a bit much for me.
All right, so my turn now. My turn.
Yep.
All right.
And go.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies. This movie is the reason why I started liking to make films. This was probably, a lot of people said Star Wars New Hope was their go-to movie as a kid, watching a movie and stuff like that. This is my Star Wars New Hope. Braveheart all the way. This movie got me interested in watching movies like Star Wars more.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen these
Hands
movies
down.
before, but this movie got me interested in watching more movies.
I agree.
And I don't know about my brother, but I remember watching all like watching things on the TV of, you know, like how they made the movie or some of the behind the scenes. And that really got my interest. And I'm like, what? We can make movies? You know, because when you're a kid, you're watching a movie and you're like, well, you know, this must be real in some other universe or something. You know, you're a kid, you don't know much, you know?
Right.
So in this, I was like, this is how movies are made. Man, this caught my interest so much to where I was like, we even got a camcorder as kids and we started filming things. And then I bought my own camcorder, obviously VHS. And, you know, it went from there where I said, man, I want to make movies for a living. I mean, you know, I'm on YouTube now. Hey, but that's okay. You know, this is a
mini
this
wig
is a step
celebration
in
of
the
you.
This is a step in the same kind of going, you know, because it's kind of entertainment, you know, and it's cool. And who knows, eventually maybe we'll be able to make some movies. I got a few scripts already kind of jotted down, not like full on scripts.
Is this 3 minutes up?
Nope.
No.
No. Oh, sweet. So not full on scripts, but my scripts are like, you know, the outlines are made. That's basically it. And
Well, that's a place to start.
Certain scenes I know I want in the movies. But
Excellent.
Other than that, if you're a writer, let me know, because let's get together. Help me finish my script.
Wait, she said she is a writer.
Oh, well, that's true.
Well, that's true.
Tabitha, we'll have to talk after this.
Books are different than scripts, but I mean, I hope to
Very
eventually do some filmmaking as well. So, I mean, hey, you know, maybe Jesus just kind of threw us together for some reason. But
Huzzah.
Cool.
Hey,
Was that
Rise
almost
of the
Southern accent that you did
3
there?
minutes. 3 minutes are up.
Well, I have traveled a lot and I call myself a chameleon. I tend to adapt to whatever accent I am around the most. So, given that I live in the southern of the United States, it was inevitable.
Sweet.
You're kind of middle.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's the rise of the indies, for sure. Rise of the indies.
That's right.
It's about time, since Hollywood has let us down so savagely. So it's
Yep.
They have.
They need to burn to the ground.
These
Hollywood.
old movies is where it's
Yes.
at. I don't know what the heck they're making nowadays, but I love these old films.
yeah.
Old
Yes.
films. The Chosen. I love The Chosen.
That's not an old
The
film.
Chosen.
I know
That's
it's not an old film, but it's an indie.
It's
We're
not even
discussing
a,
old
it's not
films.
even a
It's
film.
an
It's a
indie
series.
film.
It's a TV
It's a
series.
Western.
It doesn't.
It's a Western.
It is a Western. It's
Long,
out
dramatic
west
scenes. So that equals Western.
Western.
It's
I can't wait
out
for
west
Jesus to have a
in
gun.
Israel.
Could be Brian. We don't know. We don't know. So I guess my turn.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much a lot like what Matthew was saying. There's some really great quotes in this film, of course, all about freedom, but I really love, men don't follow titles, they follow courage. And that is just so true. We can see that kind of like what Matthew was saying. We can see that in our everyday life. There are some people, on YouTube or whatever and Twitter that have smaller followings, but they have enormous hearts and they just have a good personality and they're willing to take on things. And people like them, they follow them. And you can kind of see some of the debates even on Twitter with people that have larger followings getting upset at the smaller people, if you will, that are meeting new people that they wish they could know. And it's just really cool. Like I said, yeah, men don't follow titles, they follow courage. And then, of course, the cinematography is just unreal. And I mean, this film was one among many that actually got me really interested in history. I'm a huge history buff. I love reading about, I love reading about, number one, I love a good heroic story, whether it's fictitious or historical. And then I love reading about the roots of, this country, where its people came from and what, their history was. As they say, you're doomed to repeat history if you don't learn from it. And it's just, a lot going in there. My mom actually went to Scotland once and she was really into like William Wallace and all of them and Robert the Bruce and all this kind of stuff. And she actually saw the statue over there of him. It's really cool. I wish I could have seen that. But yeah, it's funny because I did not watch that film recently. I had seen it years ago. And I was telling my friend tonight, I think I saw it on TV. So when I did go back today just to watch some of the highlight clips of like when the battle is going to start, I was like, oh, there's probably a reason why I saw it on TV and not on film. And we kind of discussed some of the scenes that came about. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. In the beginning.
I'm like, well,
with Moran.
You can subscribe to VidAngel and you can cut all that stuff out.
Right. Well, I just kind of didn't think about it. I am very careful with what I watch, and I don't know. I guess I just didn't think about it, know about it, whatever. But yeah, VidAngel is pretty awesome. But I was just this really doesn't have much to do with the film in its entirety. But if anybody else is a history buff, I was just when they had the funeral scene early on with kids. I just kind of wonder, I saw them making the sign of the cross, and just for historical accuracy, I was wondering if because weren't they still pagan at that time? I don't know if they would be doing a Catholic service. I'm not sure. I was just something that caught my attention because I love anthropology. So I was just kind of wondering if that was an inaccuracy. I don't know. And not a big deal to the film. I don't care either way. It was just something that caught my interest or attention. So if anybody knows, let me know.
I think it's historically accurate with the monks and the friars being in Scotland and Ireland.
I know, but these were the hill folk, and so I don't know if they would have been accepting of English, religious standards. Something like I said that caught my attention. I was kind of surprised to see. Again, just because I think they were still pagans considered pagans at the time. And I just don't think, especially with the war going on with England and all these different things, or the discrepancies and the ill blood between Ireland and England. I just don't know if they would have been doing the sign of the cross in their lands, since they were all about preserving the ways of old Scotland.
What you got to find out is the time period of St. Patrick. When did he get over to Ireland?
I know, and I didn't take the time today. I didn't have the time to do my research. I just thought I was I'm just going to throw that question out there and see what I get back.
Sure.
Going fishing.
There you go. That's good. I just want to say everything that Tabitha said is what I said. So.
Right, I just paraphrased you. I hope you can, accept the fact that I was just stealing your words.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, I'll try to be more creative next time.
Braveheart is my favorite all-time movie.
Yes, mine too.
Not mine.
It's okay.
I mean, I still like it. I'm not saying it's a terrible movie by any means. I mean, it's a fantastic film.
Let's just face the facts. These are nostalgic to my brother and I because we grew up with all this stuff. So we're going to say it's the best, no matter
Yeah,
what.
of course. Yeah.
Because
And Mel
we
Gibson's
just
the
think
best.
it's the best, and we think Mel Gibson is the best. So even if he's in a crappy movie, we still think, hey, that's the best.
Hey,
Oh,
Mel
I
Gibson's
see.
in it. No,
No,
he
he's the
has
man.
been in a couple of crappy movies.
Darn it! If
honestly.
he wasn't in the sequel movies of Star Wars, he could have saved it. Apparently,
That's true.
Right?
the way
That's
that
right.
you guys talk.
Hey,
If he
Mel
was
Gibson,
just in it, it would have made it the best.
Magically.
that's right. Mel Gibson, if he wrote and directed all 3 sequels, it
Oh,
would have been the
man.
best.
It would have been the best.
It would have been
the
bloody
best.
and gory.
Better than George
but
Lucas's. Yeah.
It would have been better than George.
Yeah,
10
yeah.
times.
Well, you know. I mean, we like George Lucas. He's a good creative person, but his directing style is, a little.
I don't know. He's a bajillionaire, so I wouldn't give him too hard of a time.
Well, no, I mean, I wouldn't either. But
But he's not Mel Gibson.
If I
I
met
get
the
it.
guy, I'd be like,
I get
"Hey,
it. I
man."
get it.
Hey, I just want to say, Phil, you're right. Tabitha did say it better than me, but she still, took the words out of my mouth.
Right. I used his words against him or for him.
That's great. Love it. Love it. Next.
Hey, I just want to
Patriot.
Touch on what?
Maria said a good historical film is Amazing Grace.
That is true.
Maria is so true. My brother and I did a review on it. It's
A review.
a review.
We did a
Getting
review.
French on us. We're talking about
I'm
Scots,
done.
not French.
I'm done.
We did a review on that, Maria. Go check it out. It's a good review.
Yeah, we laugh.
If you do say so yourself.
That's about it.
It's like Mystery Science Theater 3000.
That's right. One day we'll have those.
Well, if you check all our reviews, we're pretty much laughing all the time. We're just happy people.
All right. The Patriot. You ready?
Yeah,
I'm
let's
going to
do
make
it.
this real quick because I got to go. And then
Okay,
you guys
then
can
you're
make fun
jumping
of
off.
me. You guys can make
This
fun of me
this
after I
film's
leave.
better than
After you leave.
Braveheart.
Go.
Okay. The Patriot is the best.
You're done.
Wait a minute, I thought you said
Wait, I don't think there was any campfires.
Hello.
Yes.
There
Oh
are
yeah, there
campfires.
was.
Yeah,
That's right,
yeah,
because he
there's
was
lots.
melting the pewter. I'm sorry, my mistake. I'll just
A
sit
lot of
back
campfires in the Patriot. What is
Come on,
wrong
it's
with you, Tab?
historical.
So just have a fire in the film. To
Freedom!
have like the film.
Mel
That's a
Gibson and a
freedom movie.
fire equals brilliance.
That's
Yes.
right. And waving the American flag. That was
That's
Always.
my
very
favorite scenes.
patriotic. Josh Putney says, "Love the Patriot. Watch it yearly round 4th of
Nice.
July."
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
that's
And
what-
we're
You
not
should watch
talking
it the
about,
day before you vote.
in case anybody knows,
That's
we're not
right.
talking about Steven Seagal's The Patriot.
No, we're not. Steven, not saying there's nothing wrong with Steven Seagal, but
He does comedy too.
Yeah, that's right.
No, he
There's a
doesn't.
movie he was in, and I loved it because he was only in it for like
His
5 minutes.
acting skills are. That's why they're like the films.
That's
don't
why
really
he's a
hold up,
comical.
but that's why I watch them.
Okay. So The Patriot is a great movie. Very
The
patriotic.
end.
3 minutes. No.
I
got a
love
minute
that
30.
movie. I
The
love
Braveheart is a great movie. It's about a guy who's brave.
The Patriot is awesome.
You
got it, Tabitha. You got it. My wisdom astounds you, doesn't it? So I will have to say I do love the father sons.
Oh, there's more father-son stuff.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
the
Like a
father
soap
son.
opera.
Sigh.
More sons.
The father son roles in The Patriot. You know, I cried a lot in that movie. Now that I think about it.
That was a
I
good
did.
movie. It's a
I
good
did
movie.
too.
But who wants to see Heath Ledger die? I don't.
Yeah, no one does.
I'm
But-
all right.
No one did want it to.
He died very dramatically, and it was good. He went down shooting the bad guy.
Okay.
Well, and he failed.
I thought you were talking about real life for a second.
Right.
I was like, what happened?
Well,
Like,
either
took us to a dark
way,
place,
no one
didn't
wants
he?
to see him die.
It's like, okay.
It's all the same. It could be real.
Am I real?
We don't.
Heath Ledger
Tough
was a
hardcore.
great actor.
We're in the Matrix.
Sucks
He
that he
was.
died.
He was. I loved him in A Knight's Tale.
Oh, that was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
but
that was
not
a
as
great-
good as The Patriot.
That was a
No,
hilarious
not
movie.
as good.
That was hilarious.
It's too bad he passed away after making The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
What
I
about 10
think you
Things I
should
Hate
have
About
just
You?
stopped with, it was a shame he passed away. Otherwise, it sounds like, we only wanted him for,
The Dark Knight.
the Dark Knight.
For the Joker.
Nice.
That's good stuff.
Why so serious?
3 minutes are up.
What? The Patriot. Very
The-
patriotic. Great movie.
Fire.
Patriotic.
Sticks,
July 4th.
blood.
Watch it. Yeah.
Amen.
Blood, yeah.
Blood, guts, bravery, courage. Everything you guys are going to say and make fun of me later. Okay. Well,
Count on it.
I am
I mean,
signing off from inside the booth. I'll see you all another time, another place.
Juices.
Bye-bye, brother.
Dan, just click me out because if I touch something, I might turn everybody off.
Okay. Goodbye.
oh,
There
good.
we
Now we can really
Right.
talk about what we want to say.
All right.
There we are. Okay.
And that was my first experience with David.
First impressions are everything.
They are.
I look forward to the next time. He's funny.
He's a good man. He's a good man.
So, would anybody care to elaborate on what he just eloquently said?
I mean, let's how about we just
What
finish
else
this
is there
up
to
and then we
say?
could talk. Yeah, that's right. There's really not much else to say. My brother,
Man of few words.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so Matthew, it would be your turn. Now the zigzag is gone. We're gonna have to
Circle
figure it
back
out.
like Jen Psaki.
That's right.
My Patriot, the year 2000 film, directed by Roland Emmerich, who also did the films of Independence Day, Day After Tomorrow, and 10,000 BC. He also did other things, but those are the top three that I saw. So a farmer who's passed up with brutal wars has a family who wants to have a better life than he did, but the rise of war again is kindled to fight against the British and win freedom from them. First, he doesn't want to do anything to do with it because of his pacifist, new living mentality. Because of his son joining and then being killed, vengeance is kindled within him. He fights and wins many victories with guerrilla warfare tactics. He has to choose freedom or slavery to England, even after losing his eldest son. He chooses the latter and keeps walking forward in life at the end of the film, which I thought was great. I thought when I first saw the film, I thought he was actually going to die. I'm like, oh, another time where he sacrifices his life, but that does not happen. And then I always write, quote, yeah, I always write the best quote in the film almost happens at the end. Why do men feel they can justify death? Is it arrogance, or I have long feared that my sins would return to visit me, and the cost is more than I can bear. That just gave me like goosebumps when I saw that film again. I heard that, I'm like, whoa. So I thought this film was brilliant in its writing as well as Braveheart. But yeah, so I give it 2 thumbs up. I don't think it wins over Braveheart in my opinion, but I definitely thought it comes in second in my opinion out of these 3 films.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely a good one. Definitely is.
And that's pretty much all I got for that one. Ended a little early, but yeah.
No, that's all right. If you went early, it's okay. Yeah, so there we go. There we have it.
I get his extra time.
Yeah,
That's
there
fine.
you go. You can take up his extra time.
Oh, I will.
All right. All right.
I love
How much
this
extra
movie.
time was that? That's the question. Like
I
a
got an
minute?
extra.
Well,
like,
I'm also
minute,
going to
yeah.
get David's as well. I'm just going to go ahead and stake claim there.
Okay. There you go.
Just
That's
Extra
right.
2.5 minutes.
shotgun, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna start now.
Right.
So I love this movie as well as I love Braveheart. This was made in the year 2000, which was a good year for me. Did not graduate high school yet, but you know, it was still a good year. I don't know. I just love the movie. You know, I love
Irrelevant
the whole
facts. I love it.
Yeah, and that's right. I just love the time period. You know, I think that's one of my reasons why I love these types of movies. Definitely love the historical scenes and stuff, and then obviously from there you kind of read about what really happened and stuff, and you know, kind of gets your interest in history, really.
Yeah, for sure.
And then and definitely the whole point of being free from tyranny is definitely a, you know, one of those things that you
it
just
never
like,
get
you know,
old.
yeah, that's
Right.
right. It never gets old.
Never gets old.
Classic.
I think that honestly, I think the graphics still hold up to today. Because
That's
I
because
love the
everything.
scene where, yeah, well, you know, like the computer graphics that they did use were like the
Right.
little, like in that window scene where he's looking out, right? And those little people are little computer graphic people, and you really can't tell. And back in 2000, computer graphics was not the best, but yet for some reason, in the 90s and in the 2000s, these movies still hold up in their graphics. And
Yeah.
Yeah, when you use it
nowadays,
sparingly, yes, I agree.
yeah,
with
Yes.
yeah, use sparingly. Definitely a good way. But yeah, you know, I love the whole father-son dynamic. I love, you know, he's got more than one son, obviously, and he's got a daughter. I love the scene. Made me cry when the daughter's like, "Don't go," you know, and he's
She finally
holding her, and
Yep.
finally
Yeah.
speaks. Oh man,
It's very
that teared me up. So you're not a real man if you don't cry. And let me tell you what,
There's some
a
truth
real
to that.
man
Jesus
cries,
wept.
boys.
You know?
That's right. That's right.
True.
I mean, that's another movie we could have talked about because Mel Gibson directed it, but The
I was like,
Passion.
Jesus
Oh, The
wept.
Passion.
Yeah,
I can't imagine that selling out at the box office. Come
well, if
see
Mel
Jesus
Gibson
wept.
directed it, it probably would be.
Right, and campfires and sticks. I got you.
That's right. No, but you know, the whole the Passion of the Christ. That's what I was talking about.
Right.
So you know, I just love this movie. You know, it definitely parallels, like, you know, faith-based stuff. I think a lot of the movies that we watch do. But
3 minutes.
all right, cool.
You can have one of David's minutes. I'm okay with that.
No,
You wanna
I don't
finish
want
your
to
thought?
take it. I don't know what to say. I don't want to take it.
Oh, I was looking forward to what you were going to finish. Oh, that's some good dark humor right there.
Yeah, Josh Putney. He did have
Nice.
fewer sons in the end of the movie.
That's true. Fewer mouths to feed. So
Fewer men. Fewer men to be men.
Oh, the rocking chair in the beginning was funny. That was funny.
Oh,
was
yeah,
funny.
yeah. He's trying to learn how to make a rocking chair, and he throws
He's like,
it.
"Oh."
He's like, I can't.
and the little girl's reaction just
Yeah.
he's like,
yeah.
right.
It's good acting all around.
Yes, it really was. Really good.
But this movie, you know, I didn't say what I wanted to say about Braveheart.
Go ahead.
If you look really closely, there's some scenes that are cut back and forth, right? And you can see little details that are. Now, this doesn't make the movie bad, but it just makes me laugh sometimes. One scene, William Wallace is running with an axe, and then the next, it's his sword, and then the next shot, it's his axe again. It's just weird little funny stuff like that. That's
called
you know,
continuity errors.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then same with this movie, The Patriot. When he's hugging his little girl, even though after the first time I watched it, obviously you got to watch it more than once. I watched it maybe a million times.
Of course.
But when he's hugging her, you see the braids are like in the front and the one shot, but then when it goes in the back, the braids are in the back of her head. It's just those little things that I always pick up.
Hey, she would have had plenty of time to fling them behind her when they gave her a hug.
But the only thing is that when it turns back to the other shot, it's in the front again. That's the only
well, then
thing.
she brought him forward. You see me playing with my hair all night.
Yeah.
That's what we girls do.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No, I mean,
I know that.
Right. Yeah, I knew you knew that. I knew somebody.
so
knew that.
I just love this movie. Just saying.
Yes.
Love this movie. So go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but go ahead.
This movie is by far a billion times better than Braveheart, even though Braveheart is a billion times better than most any other movie.
I don't know about that. I don't know, but go ahead. Keep going.
So my reason for saying so is, I mean, if we're gonna like nitpick, honestly, I feel like both movies are honestly pretty equal because they both are. I think it's almost like William Wallace just reincarnated in a different language. Not just because it's played by Mel Gibson, of course, but I mean, again, it's the whole thing. Bloody English are coming for us again, and we got to take care of this.
That's right. Well, he's American this time. Come on,
right?
He doesn't have that horrible Scottish accent.
But
a lot of Scottish people would tell me that, oh yeah, his accent's horrible.
Yeah, there's not too many Americans that are good at doing accents from foreign countries. In my experience that I've had traveling, foreigners seem to be a little bit better at doing American accents. It doesn't seem to go quite well the other way. But anyway,
come on. It should be cool.
I think it's because of the American dialect, even from our different regions. We do speak in a more bland way from what I can tell. And I'm not dissing on our country. Of course not, never. But just again, from my travels and my experiences, my mom is not from this country. And so I've just been able to hear other people. So I think that might be one of the reasons. But anyway, the reason that I prefer this film above Braveheart is simply because it's an American theme, simply because it's just a wonderful movie showing a lot of the harsh reality of what our country had to go through in order to become what it is.
To become free.
Yes, you have haunted heroes like Mel Gibson's character, where he fought in the French Indian War, and he did what he had to do, and he would hope that he'd never have to do it again, and he would never want to see his sons and his children have to live through that. And I love in the beginning of the film when they're all together and they're like,
I'm going to say one thing. The Last of the Mohicans is a good movie.
It is.
That's about the French and Indian War.
That's right.
All right, so
you see Mel Gibson running in the woods. He just never got credited.
Yeah,
but
there you go.
Right, non-critical. But again, so in the beginning, when they're all in it's not really parliament, I'm not sure, when they're gathered together deciding should they go to war, should they not, and he's kind of in the middle ground. Like, yes, he's heroic and he stands for truth and all that kind of stuff, but if there's an alternative, let's find it. And honestly, I know that the rest of the world, or a lot of the rest of the world would at one time see America as a very bloodthirsty kind of nation. And it's not true. We do try to find alternatives to our conflicts before having to sometimes engage in war, depending, of course, on who is in leadership. That's just how it is. And I come from a military family, so this speaks to me on a great level. Knowing what people have to sacrifice in order for other people to live comfortably, I get it. And it's not something a lot of people can really understand unless they live through it. And that's another reason. So, I mean, my father really instilled in us the sense of patriotism, and that the fact that there are sacrifices to be made, but the country and for the future, it is so worth it. And then my mother eventually became an American citizen, and she probably was the proudest person in that room. I mean, she had a vest on that had this like the American flag draped all over it and spangles, and I mean, she was just beaming. And so just from the storyline aspect, this is why I prefer The Patriot over Braveheart. But as far as both films are concerned, I really find them on an equal plane, just because again, it's about freedom. It's about fighting for what's right. It's about sacrifice. It's about making hard decisions that people cannot understand in order for them to have a better life. And and let me just say, like,
you would like We Were Soldiers too, huh? Mel Gibson.
I've seen that, and I do. I there's quite a few, Saving Private Ryan, all of these kinds of The Longest Day.
You seen Hacksaw Ridge? Man, that's a good one.
I have.
And directed by Mel Gibson.
my dad has made us watch. I say made. My dad has watched pretty much every war movie there is, like from John Wayne's era up till now, and so we just kind of grew up with that as well. And it's just let me tell you though, that scene gets me every time. Like, who doesn't love a man that looks manly, charging into the fray while carrying the American flag? Like, just
yeah. And this is coming from a woman, everybody.
I'm just telling you, I love this
like
country.
Real women like real men.
Real women love freedom, and I love this film for what it stands for. Kind of like, to paraphrase Gina Carano from The Other Night, freedom, bleeping freedom. Yes.
That's good.
And
I like that.
Yeah, you can paraphrase her there. We don't speak the same language.
Right, that's right.
But I love her patriotism. That's one reason why I'm a fan. But yeah, so that's I really love what this movie represents. It also because of the fact that, we were talking about movies that have the racial jokes in them to try to make light of our situations around the world for things that happen that we have no control over. And then in this film, you see the progression of what America was meant to be, to become a more perfect union. So when they have that, I don't know the name of the guy, but the black actor that was in there, and he was, he got into the war, and he was
his freedom. Yep.
And he was belittled by the other people, but when he chose to stand up and against the opposition, those bullies eventually looked at him and said, "I respect you. I am proud to stand with you." And that just makes me that gets me emotional, because it's like, that is America, and that is what this country stands for. And not everybody will be on board with that necessarily, as far as you're always going to have jerks in the world. Yeah, and those people don't represent America, because the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence are very clear about what this country stands for. It is it's kind of, honestly, it's kind of like the Bible, is that people are judging Jesus based on what other people are saying, not about what God says about Jesus. And that's the same way with America. Exactly. And so I could go on forever about how much I love America. I am very passionate. You will never hear me apologize for being America. I am sorry for some of the stuff that our country does in the name of freedom, which it's not. But I will never apologize for being an American. I love this country.
That's awesome.
Amen.
And that's why I think The Patriot's better than Braveheart.
Gotcha. Awesome.
All right.
Well, there you have it. I think we got.
But I was just using David's words.
Yeah, of course. Those were David's words.
I was
Didn't
just
you
using
hear him?
David's words. Freedom.
We all heard him say exactly what you said. Yeah. So who wins? What wins? I think Braveheart and The Patriot, I guess, We're
but the
like
Maverick
tied,
really
you know?
can't
Ding,
stand
ding.
up to Braveheart and the
Well,
Patriot
no,
because
it
it's
can't.
whole
Yeah.
other
Because it's-
genre.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. We should have picked, a different genre too, but that's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
all three were manly men.
Well, I think it's
movies
nice to
about
be able to
sons
see
and
that Mel Gibson
fathers.
can be versatile in his acting
Oh, for
abilities.
sure.
Like,
Oh,
um,
Mad
I
Max.
do. I think he was really brilliant in the Maverick just because when you gave me the list of the films we were supposed to talk about, I'm like, man, we got Braveheart and the Patriot. Whew, that's heavy. And then you gave me the Maverick, and I didn't know what that was going to be. So when I saw it was a Western, I'm like, oh, okay. And then I started watching. I'm like, no, this is not what I thought it was going to be at all. So seeing your brain just kind of transfer what you thought of Mel Gibson.
Right. Exactly. And Josh Putney says, winner should be determined by which film had more campfires.
That might be Maverick.
Yes.
There were quite a few campfires in there.
Yep. Everybody likes a little bit of fire.
I know I
All
do.
right. That's right.
All right.
But yeah, it was interesting.
Yes. So that's I guess that's it, right? We're
Yeah.
done talking, everybody.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! That's right.
Wait before people come back at me like an angry mom. Oh, thank you. So sweet.
Thank you.
I
Phil.
try. It's the
tried.
brilliant lights I have shining on my face. Like Dan and I were talking earlier, it makes you look, very rejuvenated and youthful
That's
if you have
right. A little
blinding
younger.
lights shining.
Yeah, washed out faces. I don't know how this
Right.
happened, but I think it's
Unless
my
that's what you're
camera.
going for.
I need a new one. That's what I was going for. Wash me out. Get some of that white color. Make it whiter.
It's like instantly teeth brightening, just like
Yeah, instant. Yeah, nobody can see if I have yellow or something stuck there. I
Dan, you're
love it.
beautiful.
Oh,
I'm
thank
sure
you.
the comment section would have let you know.
They
Yeah,
would have.
yeah.
It makes this washing out makes my eyebrows look thinner. I mean, I love it. My beard is not so thick. You can't.
Hey,
see
there's
the white
nothing wrong
hairs.
with full eyebrows as long as they're taken care of.
That's
I
right,
tell
that's
this
right.
to drunk
As
Thupia.
long
Like
as
I'll
it's-
sometimes joke around and comment on there about his eyebrows. It's just because they're well groomed. I mean, like,
Yeah, there you
gotta
go.
appreciate a guy with nice eyebrows.
There you go.
If Wolverine
people
was a
don't.
pirate, that's you, man.
That's right.
Good stuff.
It's a nice
Shing.
tri-corner hat there. Yes, is that for the
Yes.
theme
Oh,
of the Patriot, or were you
Yep,
just
yep,
feeling
yep.
in parlay?
Yes,
Parlay.
Patriot.
Ah!
I love it.
Has
Phil.
eyebrows. God,
Somewhere. That's funny.
that's funny.
That's some good
Never
stuff.
mind. I'll talk about that later. I was gonna say something, but we're pretty much up at time, right? We're
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
All right. So everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for showing up.
Yes.
Thank you, Dreaming Tabitha, for coming on. And
Thank you for having me.
hey, you're welcome anytime. We'll talk about that later.
Right.
But yes, boom, right here, everybody.
Boom.
Go to inside. Yeah, go to her. Her thing's better.
Yeah, there
Jeez.
you go.
But we got
It
to
has
promote
Gina
our
Carano
stuff
on
too.
it.
That's right. But we got to promote our stuff too.
Right.
InsideTheBoothTV.com/shop. Get yourself something. If you like what we do, that helps us to generate revenue so that nobody has to be a volunteer anymore. So help us by helping you by getting
Capitalism.
cool mugs.
Freedom.
Yeah,
Help
that's
me
right.
help you.
Freedom. If you like freedom, we'll
Buy a mug.
buy a mug. That's right. We also have
That should be on a
neck-
t-shirt.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. We also got t-shirts, neck gaiters. What else
If you
do we
like
have?
freedom, buy a mug.
Buy a mug inside the booth. I like
That's
it.
right.
Do it.
That's right. And you can put some good freedom coffee inside that.
That's
you know,
right.
good American free coffee. Well, not
Unless
that
you
it's
like
gonna be
Colombian,
free,
you
but-
know.
Yeah, that's right. Unless you like Colombian coffee or Jamaican coffee. Jamaican coffee is pretty. I mean, when I
Italian.
was a,
You're
when I was
making
a
me
big-
crazy.
That's right. When I
You're
was
gonna
into
say
drinking
Americans
coffee,
and
that
other
was my
accents.
best favorite. That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh
Oh, I loved living in Florida. I'm not in Florida no longer, but that's it. So thanks everybody.
no!
Goodbye.
You go to Florida,
Have
New
a
York.
good night.
Bye. And may
We
the
will
force be
talk
with
to you
you.
guys.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming on. We'll see you
Deuces.
on Tuesday with another something or other that we're doing. And then next Sunday, we're doing another thing. Remember, Tuesdays and Sundays, everybody, 9 p.m.
We do
So
things on here.
organized. So, Right.
Really great.
right. They like to air like keep an air of mystery around it, you know.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's right. So that you guys can come back and be like, well,
Keep
what are they
coming back
talking
for
about
more.
today?
Right.
That's good
Just
stuff.
something. Right. Campfires, sticks.
That's right.
Yes.
We're gonna have to do that sometime soon. Just go on.
Blood and
go
freedom.
in-
Amen.
I'll go outside in a campfire and use my phone and do this. That'd be fun.
I'm really hoping that somebody does.
We all
not even
should.
gonna
We all
lie.
should.
That'd be great.
Yes, Josh Putney. They're doing all the things.
All the things.
All
What
the
things you might ask? All of them.
all the-
Come back to see those things.
Right. That's a Chuck Norris joke in the making.
Yeah, oh.
Yeah. That's true.
You remember in high school? I loved those Chuck Norris things that were on the posters. You know, all the.
I was homeschooled, so my
words.
mom would have had to print those
Oh.
out. So I didn't get to see those. things.
Darn. That's all right. Homeschool's cool. You're
It
smarter,
is.
obviously.
I do read from time to time. You see my
Oh,
over there,
sweet,
my
sweet.
collection of-
Me, yeah, not as much.
You only have a few.
Yeah.
Oh well, there's a whole bunch over
Yeah,
there.
well, again,
Vanna White.
again,
Wherever-
let's say goodbye.
Oh, sorry.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.